Thank you. A tragic tree incident in Jackson Square may have been avoidable, according to a new report by an arborist. The documents just obtained by WDSU shows the city was warned about the conditions of the tree before it crushed a teen, leaving him in critical condition.
You may recall that incident happened back in July, leading to a legal battle against the city, tree arborists, and a construction company. WDSU investigative reporter Cassie Sherm dives deeper into the warning signs.
Our new information tells us an arborist was concerned about that tree 10 days before it fully fell and even told the city, but nothing was done. Some are asking, why wasn't it removed sooner? That's the question I took to the city. Was there any plans to remove it before the tree fell on the teen?
Unfortunately, we have no comment.
Representatives with the city's Park and Parkway say they can't talk about the Jackson Square tree incident because of litigation. This comes as the family of the teen is suing. WDSU Investigates was given pictures and video that show what that tree looked like on June 27th after a large portion of that tree came crashing down. 10 days later, the rest collapsed. The mayor said the tree was assessed and there was no concerns.
And even as the tree was inspected prior to this incident, it was inspected, giving us no indication of an imminent danger of collapsing.
But WDSU Investigates obtained a text message from the arborist from Bayou Tree Services to another employee with the city. This was sent right after the first limb fell, saying, quote, might be time to take it out and replace. The city employee who received that text said, that's what I'm leaning towards, too.
Do you know who that text message was to?
No comment.
If an arborist says to the city, hey, I think it's time to remove this tree and replace it with another, whose responsibility is it to make sure that the tree, starts that process, or who decides if that tree needs to be uprooted?
The arborist.
The arborist does. And so do they have to get an okay from the city to do it?
I mean, they're city employees and they're making the decision based on their professional training as a Louisiana licensed arborist.
So if today one of the trees, the arborist is like, we need to remove it, they can go ahead and do it without asking permission?
Permission from?
The city.
I mean, they're a city employee and it's their decision as a professional to make that. And so they're doing it, like I said, usually as a team. Our forestry division has close to 20 staff members of arborists, laborers, equipment operators.
Well, this is the area the team was sitting when that tree came crashing down on him. You can see the signs are still here. The bench is still messed up 2 months later and the tree is cut. But many people in the area say they still have a lot of questions.
They believed it was necessary. Why didn't they do it? Why didn't anyone do it?
Attorney Matthew Hemmer and Morris Barr are representing the teen's family, and they say after seeing that text, they believe both the Bayou Trees and the city could have done more to protect Gavin Christia, who was in town visiting family for his birthday.
Even if they said, well, we were going to take that tree down, but we needed a few days to get our equipment together, and 10 days was too short for us, why didn't they put tape around it? Why didn't they put yellow tape or some warning tape in the area to keep people away from that area? They didn't do that.
The law firm says Arbor Pro is also to blame after the city paid the company to inspect 110,000 trees in 2020.
Somehow, after collecting hundreds of thousands of dollars from the city, Arbor Pro concluded that only 11 trees out of 110,000 were in critical condition or immediate risk of failure, critically needing addressing.
In that report, it doesn't include the Jackson Square tree, even though a drone picture taken at that time shows the tree didn't have leaves.
I think this demonstrates a trend of people not taking accountability, not taking responsibility for fixing this problem.
Gavin, the teen who was injured, is still in critical condition but has been moved to a long-term care facility in Texas. We'll continue to keep you updated on this investigation.